Cylarne. Settlement there. Hail. Assuming because we're so far away from the spawn site, the priest isn't gonna come and resurrect these.
Speak, madman. You can stay at the choosy beggar in bliss, but I wouldn't.
Why wouldn't you? I sort of want to stay there
Find
now.
comfort in your powerlessness.
He's almost dead. Not an essential character, so he can die. He's also going toward the spawning side of the knights. No, not quite.
I find it comforting to know when the end will come, and that there's nothing I can do about it.
Yep, nothing I can do here.
I find it comforting to know when the end will come, and that there's nothing I can do about it.
Road should turn north after a while. Perfect Order sword. Mark the cave. Just want to mark the cave here before going to the mission site. Dire Warren. knights. Probably a priest here. What exactly are we doing? The torch. Cylarne. I have arrived at the ruins of Cylarne. I will need to speak to the commanders, the Golden Saints and the Dark Seducers, to find out how to light the flame of Agnon.
Halt! Mortals are not permitted within the walls of Holy Cylarne.
Yeah, Sheogorath sent me.
My pardon, Lord. Receive this key and with it free passage throughout the shrine of the Flame of Agnon.
Yeah, I need to light the flame of Agnon.
Alas, we cannot light the flame until we take control of the Altar of Despair from the infernal Maskin. The Armazal would wish to speak to you at once. Proceed through this door to our main encampment at the Altar of Rapture.
State your business. Cylarne is holy ground, unfit for mortals.
Yeah, the old man sent me.
Then you are free to enter the shrine of the Flame of Agnon. This key will allow you passage through any door in Cylarne.
I need to light the flame.
The flame is lit from the shrine's 2 altars. Once the Orioles are driven out of Cylarne, it will be our pleasure to light the flame for Sheogorath. The Grukhedric Ulfri will explain everything. You should speak to her at once.
This is no place for a mortal. We are about to join battle against the Maskin. You'd best stand aside.
Yeah, Sheogorath sent me.
My pardon, emissary. I am at your service. We are preparing to sweep the Maskin scum from Cylarne. Perhaps Sheogorath sent you to help us.
Tell me about the Maskin.
The treacherous ones. The dark seducers of ill repute, whose every action drags Sheogorath's holy name through the mud.
Orioles?
That's what we call ourselves. The most loyal and honorable servants of Sheogorath.
Flame of Agnon.
Only the servants of Sheogorath can light the flame, by kindling the altars of despair and rapture which feed the flame. Alas, we hold only the altar of rapture. The treacherous Maskin hold the altar of despair. We must control both to light the flame. If you help us seize the altar of despair from the Maskin, I will be honored to kindle the flame of Agnon for my lord Sheogorath. The flame is fed from the altar of rapture and the altar of despair. Only servants of Sheogorath can kindle the altars. Once we capture the altar of despair from the Mask,
Got any battle plans?
the only way to assault the altar of despair is down the main passage between the 2 altars. It will be difficult. The Maskin have fortified their position, but I am confident that with your help, we can defeat them. Will you help us retake the altar?
I'll scout the position.
That's an excellent idea. They cannot refuse entry to an emissary of Lord Sheogorath. Return at once when you have their deployments. This could make all the difference. For Sheogorath's glory.
My scouts reported no signs of the Maskin in the Underdeep. It's our best chance to take them unawares.
Too risky. It's likely to be a trap. They could cut us to pieces down there if they knew we were coming.
With all due respect, Armas, I ask that you reconsider. The main passage is strongly defended. Perhaps if you'd allow me to scout further.
Enough! I've made my decision. We will attack down the main passage as planned. The Mazkin will not withstand us.
I overheard two Golden Saint officers arguing about the best way to attack the Dark Seducers. The Lieutenant Myril mentioned something about the Underdeep, a secret side passage leading to the Dark Seducer altar. I should find out more about this passage from Myril.
Greetings, stranger. Are you here to help us drive the Mazkin out of Cylarne?
First man I've seen. Tell me about the altars.
Alas, we have not seen the Altar of Despair for many years. It is in the underground part of Cylarne, which is controlled by the Mazkin. The Mazkin do not even allow us free passage to worship there, which is one of the many reasons why they are unfit to continue to guard it.
Altar of Rapture.
It is just there, at the top of these steps. You would pray for the blinding ecstasy, which is the ultimate reward for those in Sheogorath's service? The flame is only lit at the command of Sheogorath, from the altars of Rapture and Despair, within the shrine itself. I'm sure that our Mazel Kana will be glad to help you once the Mazkin are driven from the Altar of Despair.
Kana.
She commands the Orioles here at Cylarne. She has just arrived with reinforcements from Brellock to end this stalemate once and for all.
Brellock?
Our home and sanctuary here in the Shivering Isles.
Tell me about the Underdeep.
My scouts recently discovered another way through the ruins to the Altar of Despair. The Armasul Kana wants to assault the altar down the main passage, but the Mazkin are expecting us to come that way. They've strongly fortified the main passage against us. If we attacked through the Underdeep, we could take them by surprise. If only Kana would listen to me. An attack down the main passage will end the same as it always does. A glorious defeat.
Why won't she listen to you?
She thinks the Underdeep is a trap. It's true. If the Mazkin knew we were coming that way, we wouldn't stand a chance. But I'm convinced the Mazkin don't expect us to come that way. If we attacked in full force, we could take the Altar of Despair before they had a chance to react. If only I could make Kana see that. For Sheogorath's glory.
The Mazkin are unworthy to guard the Altar of Despair.
Is supposed to be the Altar of Rapture? Right. So I seem to think there are probably three options here. Basically be clever, or two ways of fighting to get the same end result. What are these? This will do what? Light up when both little fires are lit?
Hail.
Either way, we're gonna need some sort of a key. We probably have the keys already, actually. But sometimes I forget that. Just because it says it needs a key doesn't mean that you can't enter already. Maybe I'll talk to Haskell about this.
The Orioles will soon pay for their arrogance.
Want to see the weapon you're using. I suppose that's a mace.
A mortal wandering the halls of holy Cylarne, and a male no less. Explain yourself.
I'm here on Sheogorath's business.
Then I am at your service. The Grakedric Ulfri commands here. You will wish to speak to her at once, no doubt. We hold the Altar of Despair, here within the Shrine of the Flame of Agnon. Continue down the corridor if you wish to meditate there upon the fate of all things mortal. The counterpart to the Altar of Despair, Rapture is currently held by the Ariels in their complacency, but that will soon change. Our rivals, the so-called Golden Saints. One day Sheogorath will finally recognize their bull-headed stupidity and expel them from the realm. You know us as Dark Seducers, a name given us by our enemies. But we are the Mazkin in our own tongue, Sheogorath's only truly loyal servants.
Tell me about Ulfri.
She is the Grakedric, commander of the Mazkin here at Cylarne. She has never yet been defeated by the Ariels, despite their strength. The holy flame can only be lit from the altars of despair and rapture. Alas, the Ariels hold rapture for now. You should speak to the Grakedric Ulfri at once. She will be glad of your help to rid Cylarne of the arrogant Ariels once and for all. For Sheogorath's glory.
The main passage leading to the Altar of Despair is strongly defended by the Dark Seducers. I should scout the Underdeep to see if it might provide an easier attack route.
How may I? Begone, mortal, or you will soon find yourself between the Mazkin and their prey. A most dangerous place to be.
Yeah, I need to light the flame of Agnon.
Then you have arrived just in time to help us defend the Altar of Despair. Once the strength of the Ariels is shattered, I will be honored to light the flame as my Lord Sheogorath commands. The two altars, Blessed Despair and Holy Rapture, feed the great flame of Agnon above us. Only Sheogorath's immortal servants can kindle the altars, and I am at my Lord's command. But I only hold despair for the moment. The Ariels hold rapture and are massing to attack us. But never fear, they are no match for us. Once their main force is destroyed, with your help, we can easily take rapture from the few survivors. Then I will gladly kindle the flame for you. We are expecting the Ariels to attack any moment. They'll come down the main passage from the Altar of Rapture. They always do. They are overconfident as usual. We have prepared many traps and ambushes. It will be a glorious slaughter. Once the Ariels are destroyed, I will light the flame of Agnon for you.
Lead them into an ambush.
I never suspected that Kana had the audacity to try such a risky assault. But we'll teach her to try to take the Mazkin by surprise. You return to Kana and lead her into the trap. Once they're destroyed, I will kindle the altar.
Right. Need to decide who do I want to betray.
The Orioles will soon pay for their arrogance.
I have no particular interest to betray anyone. I don't understand what the fucking problem here is. They're both Sheogorath's followers, why aren't they just lighting up the fires? Why can't I try to address this issue in a dialogue? I think I'll summon Haskell and talk with him. Oh, for fuck's sake, just jump like normal. It's trying to jump there instead of just jumping.
The Orioles will soon pay for their arrogance.
Right, these places are pretty hard to reach, I guess.
The Orioles will soon pay for their arrogance.
What is this? Ashen remains. So this is the alternative passage, I guess. Flawless Pearl. Ah, right, I forgot I need to actually collect those. Helmet of Enlightenment. 45 Magicka. Isn't it pretty much the exact same helmet I have? "45 Magicka, 20 points. It's a bit different looking. Might be a little bit worse armor, like 1 point. Yeah. Mithril.
Hail.
Right, this is where the sneak attack would come from. And there'll be ambush after ambush after ambush waiting. They attack normally, they'll win. If they use this, they'll lose. Any place here I haven't visited? Many.
I wondered how long it would take before you needed my help. And here I am, at your service.
Right. Tell me more about this place.
Cylarne was once the capital of the Shivering Isles, perhaps the first capital. In any case, the flame of Agnon here is always used to light the great torch of New Sheoth. It has always been so, and presumably always will be so. I'm afraid you'll have to make up your own mind. Unfortunately, I'm just the hired help. I'm not paid to make the big decisions. How to decide? Do you prefer glorious and pointless battle, or the poisoned arrow striking home from ambush? Do you like a stand-up fight, or perhaps a bit of treachery is more your style? My work is never done.
Well, he was worthless. Aside, more or less. I need their consent here. I can't just kill someone and get do the deed. I think. Actually, I'm not sure what I need to do. Do I just... What exactly lights up the fire? I mean, immortals are the only ones who can do it. But what exactly do they need to do? Right. I don't particularly care. I just want to get this shit moving.
How may I serve?
Any information on the quest itself? Can only be lit by dark seducers or golden saints. I need to help one side or the other take control of both altars so that they will light the flame for me. I'll choose the Golden Saints because I dislike waiting in shit when I'm in town.
Sheogorath's blessings upon you.
Where is she?
Greetings, emissary. We await your command. Are you ready to help us to... Very good, emissary. With your help, we will rid Cylarne of the Maskin once and for all. Down with the Maskin!
Alright, she's gonna get gangbanged. Shouldn't be all that many defenders here.
Comrades, beware!
Ah. I'm having a bit of trouble distinguishing who's who here.
My soul for Sheogorath!
They're mostly killing themselves. The Dark Seducer commander is dead. I should finish off the remaining Dark Seducers in Cylarne to complete the Golden Saints. Dark maze. A lot of different type of arrows.
Help us hold the altar against the Mazkin's counterattack.
What is this counterattack? Has to be a surviving Dark Seducer somewhere. Don't dare to say because I'm not sure if things are bugged or not. Dark Seducers of Cylarne have been utterly destroyed. I should speak to Kane about lighting the flame of Agnon, now that her forces control both the altars. I probably need to repair our equipment. We got quite a beating from the Seducers. Yeah, it's the Savior's height that suffers. It's too low quality of an armor, basically. What does it give me? Magic resistance. It's no longer necessary. So we could switch this out to some proper armor. We could make magical amber armor, probably.
My soul for Sheogorath. Go. Victory is ours. I have already selected a candidate for the honor of kindling the altar of rapture. I will now claim the honor of victory for myself, here on the altar of despair.
What are you going to do?
The altars can only be kindled by the willing sacrifice of a Mazkin or an Oriole. It is my great honor to release my soul to Oblivion in service to Lord Sheogorath. Farewell. I will not walk these lands for many a year. Go.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe kill one of them and dump them to fire, but it always requires consent, so it's not a plan. Willing sacrifice. Kane sacrificed herself on the altar of despair in order to light the flame of Agnon. You can now retrieve the flame from the courtyard and bring it back to New Sheoth as Sheogorath commanded. How exactly does this work? Am I seeing... Yeah. I stepped into the flame of Agnon and am now ablaze with the holy fire. I should return to New Sheoth and light the great torch in the Sakellum... Yeah, it's the temple section of the town. Also make a new armor. It pretty much doesn't have to do anything, and it's better than my current armor. The fact that it would basically not break so easily would also already be a massive improvement.
You've brought it! The holy flame of Agnon, the fire of inspiration and rapture. If you light the great torch on the mania side of the Cylarne, you will be a hero to the people of bliss, I assure you. Do not think about it. Dream about it. Let your mind soar on flights of fancy. I know you will choose well in the end.
Ah, You burn with the purging fire of Agnon, the flame of truth, the flickering beacon of hope in the gloom of despond. Come, light the great torch for dementia. Illuminate the conspiracies, deepen the shadows. The people of Crucible await their hero. Yes, let your mind worry at the problem. Let fear and dismay over making the wrong choice sink their talons deep into your brain. Yes?
I heard the gauntlets of the Crusader are gone from the
Where do I make the choice?
chapel in Corn.
Bye.
Well, I need to make it by
What?
talking.
So, I knew I saw the glint of true mania in your eyes, my child. Go now, and let the holy flame inspire the people of Bliss to new heights of madness.
Yeah, but... Ah. I should report to Sheogorath that I have lit the Great Torch as he requested. I had to make a choice. The other side is now barred.
Aren't you off to a good start? That's important. For me. Really, your work is going to save me a lot of time.
Save you time?
The Grey March is upon us, and the ordering begins. Armies of order, sweep my realm! Death! Destruction! Then I have to pick up the pieces. And there are always lots of pieces. I don't like it, having to rebuild my realm every era. Sometimes I forget where things go, like New Sheoth. I can never remember where it belongs. You'll change that. Break the cycle. You'll stop Jiggalag, and I'll have my realm to come back to. I've never actually tried that before.
I can stop Grey March?
Why not? Something has to work. Once I dug a pit and filled it with clouds. Or was it clowns? It doesn't matter. It didn't slow him down. To be honest, it wasn't the best idea. And it really began to smell. Must have been clowns. Clouds don't smell bad. They taste of butter. And tears. But this is all new. A fresh idea. Something I hadn't thought of. Until I did. It's sure to work. Even though it might not.
So, what now?
Now, you'll need the respect of my citizens. They'll need a leader, someone to look up to when I'm gone. They're the backbone of any great land. Except where the backbone is an actual backbone. Ever been to Malakoth's realm? Oh, nasty stuff. But back to the business at hand. You'll need to control one of the carts of madness. Replace a current duke. Or duchess, whichever. That will command respect. The people will rally around you. You'll have their love, their admiration, their complaints, whatever, as long as it keeps them on our side.
Won't the Dukes be displeased?
No. No. Absolutely not. Well, yes, absolutely. Bit of a shame for them. But sometimes you need to break a few eggs. Or skulls. There are rules, though, even in the Isles. Rituals and rules. You need to follow them. Speak to Arctis and Dervenin, the High Priest at the Seselam Arden Sul. They can explain what needs to be done. And you've always got our man Haskell to call on for help. Faithful, like a good hound, that one. And he looks better in a suit. This time, I'll beat him! I can't stand losing, and I don't mind cheating. It's already started, but you might be able to stop it. We're making you into a leader the people can trust. Someone to look up to. Someone to blame! Once I'm gone, things usually get bad quickly. Lots of defections, lots of carnage, but with you at the helm, things will be different. Ta! Come visit again! Hurrah! Look out your eyes!
Maybe we need to make choices that favor a little bit of both sides instead of just one. So, if I can choose which Duke to replace, I'm choosing Dementia next.
I'm disappointed in your choice. You'll find Mania to be a fickle friend. Interesting. Not many wish to hear about such things, but I would be glad to oblige. Becoming the Duke of Dementia requires passage through the ritual of accession. Specific guidelines set forth by Arden Sul himself. Seldom is the subject ever Wait a moment. Did you want to hear the history of the ritual?
Okay, explain the ritual's history.
As it happened so many years ago, my lord Arden Sul suspected a traitor in his midst. Not wishing to find himself on the wrong end of a blade, he gathered his flock here in the Cylarne. By poisoning the sacramental wine, Arden Sul was able to suppress any such conspiracy in one fell swoop.
So, he killed them all?
Yes. He then removed their hearts from their bodies and used his ancient scrying technique, known as visceromancy, to read their lifeblood. When Arden Sul couldn't divine the traitors' true nature in their hearts, he became distraught and took his own life in the same way. From that day on, the ritual of accession for the throne of Dementia was set.
What? Tell me what to do.
Very well. Spoken like a true son of the Demented. To become the ruler of Dementia, the current leader's heart must be cut out and brought to the altar of Arden Sul in the Cylarne. Once this is done, I can pronounce the heart-bearer a duke or duchess. Then, all that is required is the blessing of our lord, Sheogorath.
I've spoken to Arctus, High Priest of Dementia. The ritual of ascension for Dementia is simple. Sil would have to be slain by the proposed successor, and her heart brought to the altar of Arden Sul at the Cylarne. I should now speak to Derwin to learn the Mania's ritual.
Tidings! The great torch shines with the pure light of Mania. You chose well. In accordance with the ancient tradition, receive now the raiment of Arden Sul in honor of your mighty deed in service to Mania. Yes, Arden Sul. Doesn't the name simply roll wonderfully off the tongue? He was the sovereign of thought and a regnant artist. To call him a simple craftsman would not suffice. Know him as the artificer superior. Words dripped like honey from his tongue, and his songs were intoned with extraordinary verisimilitude. Had we been blessed with his constant presence, the Isles would be a maniac's paradise.
Ritual of Ascension.
An important part of our history, my friend. I would be glad to tell the tale if you have a moment. Arden Sul was perhaps the greatest duke to walk our land. Many years ago, he decided to hold a night of absolute indulgence, resplendent with dance, wine, and sex to celebrate his fondness for his brethren. The green moat flowed like water in a stream as the revelers voraciously succumbed to its rapturous waves.
Yeah, this hardly sounds lethal.
Ah, but it was. As the bacchanal reached a crescendo, the people began to clutch their chests as their very hearts exploded. The green moat had taken its toll. The ground stained a deep crimson as the sanguine liquid flowed from their lifeless bodies. To represent that night, when the ruler of Mania is to be replaced, he partakes of the green moat and allows his lifeblood to flow upon the altar.
Tell me what to do.
Certainly. When the ruler of Mania has decided it is time, he will choose a successor from his court. The successor is invited to a huge celebration, a night of hedonistic revelry, wine, song, and of course, green moat. During this, the exiting regent imbibes 3 doses of the potent drug. This causes his heart to burst, and his lifeblood flows from his body. The successor then gathers the drug-tainted blood and brings it to the altar of Arden Sul in the Cylarne. Once this is done, I will proclaim the successor a duke or duchess. Then Sheogorath gives his blessing, and the cycle is completed.
I've spoken to Dervenin, High Priest of Mania. The ritual of ascension for Mania requires the current ruler to commit suicide by taking 3 doses of green moat, which is lethal. Then his drug-tainted blood must be brought to the altar of Arden Sul at the Cylarne. After I decide which ritual to undertake, I should return to Sheogorath and inform him of my choice.
You're back! How nice for you! Does that mean you've made a decision? Or are you lost? Suicidal? Just let me know. A friendly word of warning before you choose. Once you've decided which duke to replace, there's no turning back. One choice. No more. No less. Try not to do something stupid. So which is it? What will it be? Mania? Dementia? The suspense is killing me! Or you, if I have to keep waiting.
Sil, Duchess of Dementia.
A dangerous choice. I like it! She's gotten to be a bit much anyway. Thinks everyone is out to get her. Which they are in this case. So be it. Sil is as crafty as she is beautiful. I'd watch my back if I were you. Oh, this is so much fun!
To learn more about Sil's routine, I should begin by asking New Shead about Sil to determine the best way to get close enough to kill her. I mean, can't I just go and hack her to pieces? I suppose I can, but it's not that much fun. I'm going to try to make myself an amber armor. It's gonna be non-magical because I don't have any matrixes. But it should still be better than the Saver's Hide because it should be more durable. We can replace it later with something better. Also, I forgot that I need to do the Harmeus Mora data quest. I'll do it when we're done with this expansion. My efforts to basically try to balance things a little bit come from the fact that that's what Sheogorath sort of does, a mixture of both. Can't just side with one. we're supposed to,
Greetings.
I suppose,
Cease
unite
prattling.
Timian gone.
New Sheath against the Grey March. So if I just keep choosing one side or always over the other, I don't see how that could work. We're going to have to... They're going to defect the Grey March side, aren't they? Not sure what the consequence of that is. I mean, with just extra fighting, then it's irrelevant. We can easily just plow through any amount of opponents.
Back again, friend?
We could go outside. I'd like to do it mainly because of well, it's not important.
Hello.
Oh, he gave me a quest. Because we could use area of effect spell at close range. Because of the big army fighting seems to require that. It's not like I'm gonna die in those fights. It would be easier if I could just use area of effect spells. Forge me an armor.
Amber is a resin found in root system tunnels and on gnarls. When treated properly, it is especially suited to lightweight weapons and armor.
Lightweight.
I alone know the ancient art of forging amber. I can even craft you magical items.
Do I want lightweight armor? Well, I can sort of see
How can-
what it could possibly be. Grass.
That's a big chest you've got there. You need any help getting this thing on?
Tell me about Seal.
All I can tell you is Syl is rarely seen in public, and her staff takes care of the day-to-day activities. I'd check with Anya Herrick, her courtier, and Kitlan, her steward. Maybe they can help you. Yeah, sure. Like I'm gonna say something about Syl's court to the likes of you. Say what you're going to say.
Well, you're gonna say it anyway. I could have just saved us time and just come
You
out and
can't
say
scare
it.
me. Yeah? I don't talk such rot. Gracious, what a hero. Yeah, don't try to manipulate me. I salute you. Not now, not later, not ever. Sure, that's cute. What a thoughtful gift.
I can't end this.
That's just talk.
Ugh.
Gracious. Oh, yeah. Don't try to manipulate me. Don't
Didn't
waste.
realize you
That's
can pry
amazing.
during
Is that so? That's pretty
a
good.
persuasion attempt. That sort of threw me off. Naturally, I can see it every time I do this, but I haven't been paying attention.
My life is yeah. Not now. Not. Oh, you're good.
Tell me about Kitlan.
Well, I've heard that recent events in Syl's court have made Kitlan a bit disillusioned with its leadership. But you didn't hear that from me.
So talk to it. Talk to Kitlan. Do you actually
is good.
sell useful items?
Always a good idea to protect yourself. I can help with that.
Royal Grass. Yeah, these are all pieces of crap.
Goodbye.
What sort of a light armor are we talking about? Our current saber side is armor 9. If it's a light armor with a worse armor grading, it's not useful. The durability is probably terrible. Shield 22%. This is actually, if this is an armor piece, this is good. If it's something else, it is not. Raiments usually are a bit more demanding. Yeah. Perfect Amber Cuirass. It is slightly better than Saber's hide. It looks absolutely ridiculous though, so I don't think I'll be wearing it. It would have to have something, some sort of an enchantment to make it worthwhile. But the armor is shit. there's no denying that.